So today we're going to learn how to sharpen our secateurs in time for some winter pruning with the handy Riset sharpener that you can buy on the Edible Eden Design website shop. Very handy, lasts forever, can I say. So first of all, we need to clean off some of the built up sap that might have accumulated on the secateur blade and the anvil. So just to clarify that again, the blade is the thin part of the secateurs in this case, and the anvil is the thicker part. These are bypass secateurs, so the blade goes past the anvil. And I can feel that it's not moving terribly well because there's a lot of sap build up. So I use a little bit of WD-40 is what's sold in my area. You can also use something called CRC with some very fine steel wool, the kind you use for renovating furniture. And you can buy this often at a paint shop. So definitely not Stilo soap pad. This is perfect for this situation, the fine steel wool. So I'm giving that a really good clean, this automobile lubricant breaks down the sap and makes it easy to take off. So, I mean, these aren't terribly dirty because I do clean them fairly regularly. Do put your secateurs on a stable surface and hold them carefully and firmly so that there's no risk of slipping and cutting yourself. So I'm also cleaning the anvil, and I'm just giving everything a really good clean. Now, if your secateurs haven't been cleaned for some time and they might have been left in the rain and they have rust, and as you can see the dirt coming off that, your cleaning process will take a lot longer than this. You can also use the WD, in this case, to lubricate the moving parts, including the spring, and both sides of that. You can just wipe off any excess, and now my secateurs are moving a lot easier. So that breaks up and helps to remove the rust. So now is the important sharpening part. So with this very hard sharpener, I think they're titanium, you match the angle of the previously sharpened edge of the blade to the exact direction of the sharpener itself. So try not to make a new line. You're trying to look for the previous line and you're hoping that it's not been obliterated by bad previous pruning techniques and never sharpening. So you can see with these sharpeners you can get right into the corner or right into the inside of the secateurs without pulling them apart like you need to when you're using a sharpening stone. And you can get right up to the tip as well really easily, which are the bits that are frustrating when your secateurs are not really sharp in those areas. And the other really good point about these is that they're super quick to use compared to a sharpening stone. Now, you can see I'm using quite a lot of force, and you'd compare it to the amount of force you'd need to scratch a hole or scratch a line in this wooden table. You cannot simply move your sharpener along the blade. That will do absolutely nothing. So you do need to use force, but don't be tempted to go back and forth to make it quicker because you can easily slip and cut your finger, as I have done before. So hopefully you'll see that the edge of that is becoming quite shiny. You have to move it around to get a bit of a look at that. And I can see little glints of metal, meaning that I've displaced some of the blade. And usually the sign that you've done something and actually sharpened your secateurs is that there's a rough burr on the other side of the blade. Now the way to remove this, you can use a leather strap, but that's a little bit tricky. So it's easier to get your sharpener and run it flat 2 or 3 times, maybe more even, just to remove that burr. So you're definitely not sharpening the other side of the blade, you're just removing the burr. Now, once your secateurs have been sterilised with a simple squirt of methylated spirits, they're ready to use.